The death of innocence, the death of emotions, burning of soul, burning of a sweet story. Rose, a lady, no, a witch, thirsty for blood, the lady of the darkness, the queen of the chaos. Burn, burn, burn. The sweetness, the love, the innocence was once hers, once now burnt. And he must burn to claim her. Oh, Nirvana, my sweet Nirvana. His phone's screen lit up with a text from Wine, but his jaw ticked as he checked the time. 6 hours, a total 6 hours. She slept, no water, no food, and clearly no lunch. The text says, "Babe, I love you." This woman sometimes gets on my nerves and makes me want to spank her. Red. She knows I will not do anything. Not until she is pregnant. She will bat those lashes with a pout at me and I will melt. The king has been doomed and become a deity of his wife, Brat, and texting me to tell me, of course she is up, but to push my buttons that she skipped lunch. She enjoys it way too much. She loves it when I scold her and feed her with my own hands. Brat. That's what she is. But my brat, all wholly, spiritually, mentally, and physically mine. Only mine. A smirk appeared on his lips, and he stared at the screen with structural diagrams and a person speaking tentatively, sneaking glances at him from time to time. As his stream of consciousness flowed, he doesn't like the look on her face, a pure disdain at her, as she kept checking him out with her lustful eyes. He gave her no notice and another text arrived. "We miss you, Daddy." A simple and innocent text. Well, he knows his deviant well so that he could see through the meaning confined in the words. He shifted in his chair and palmed his devil. She's way too naughty. I want to text back, but it's the meetings rule. No outside business and no phone. And if I don't abide by my own rules, how will others under me? Whoosh! I will call her and scold her later, and that devil finds a thought when I get angry. According to her, a vein in my jaw and my neck pulses that makes her want to bite me. Let's not go there. And I don't want blue balls. He thought in his head, sitting in his chair, 1 foot over his knee, chair turned to the side, elbow on the table, fingers leisurely rubbing his jaw. The addition of the lip piercing along with an eyebrow piercing makes him look like a god. Sitting in full glory sat the king, correct, unleashed, and heartless, but has one weakness, one that fills his cracks, puts a leash on him, and pours emotions in him. How would life be without her? How did he spend it without her? A long, long, long time ago, when he craved her. Long, long time ago, when she unconsciously made her way to his heart. Well, does he have a heart? A normal person may ask. The man people are scared to look at. Does that kind of man contain her heart in his ribcage? Let's say a pump for blood flow, but does it have the capacity to hold the emotions? Haven't it turned into all black from all the darkness seeping around him like a black shadow? The darkness he embraced and won't let go. But was it his fault that he was forced to look at his mother when she was violated? When he was just 5, his mother cried in pain and couldn't look at her own son because of the disgusting things she was forced to do? The 5-year-old, when agitated, looked at his mother, screaming in all skin with wide eyes, taken in everything, scared, saw his mother blood, and was being told that it was his fault, that it was for him that his mother was going through all of that. Was it his fault that he couldn't make a move to save his mother, that all along he was looking at his mother's face and couldn't make out anyone else's face when being asked about the man? His whole life he blamed himself, caged in guilt. Then he found his cure, the cure of his darkness, who also dwelled into darkness and came for him like a star, burning bright with heat, rage, power, and unmoving emotions. Strike him and throw him on his ass, and tell him if he closes himself in his darkness, she would breach that lock he put on and pause it to get to him, and will dwell on it and embrace his darkness along with hers. The raging ball of fire filled his darkness with an addictive glow as he saw things in him and mostly in her. He tried to scare her away, but she stood her ground, and he became curious and soon obsessive, then lover, and now husband, and soon to be the father of a child growing in her womb. He took her and embraced her, and she did the same. He embraced her darkness to make her his, and she embraced his. That was all. We hope to get a positive answer. The female voice filled the space as the room illuminated with the white blinding lights. The female is odd, and with her whole being more than plastic, she kept on giving Jungkook a look that made him scowl. She came to his side as everyone stood to leave. She touched his arm. In a seductive way, Jungkook shrugged her hand away. Everyone was bidding goodbyes when she gave Jungkook a goodbye hug and whispered something in his ear. His blood boiled, and he held her by her hair and pinned her head on the table. Taking out his gun from his waistband, he positioned the barrel on the side of her forehead. Her eyes widened, and she saw her life flashing in front of her. "You ever spoke ill of my wife? I would skin your plastic skin and then hang you in the open for the wild animals and birds, and enjoy the show with my wife," he grunted out. "Did you get that?" he added in a growl, tears streaking down her cheeks, and she nodded, and he pushed her off. She stumbled but soon caught herself. "Ha ha ha. You shouldn't have crossed the line, sweetheart." Jeon laughed at her stupidity. "Guess you lost your job, Elena." Havoc, the other party man, spoke with a smirk. She cried and begged, but Jungkook was so done, so he made an exit. Muttering a curse, he called Wine. She picked up the call. He was still angry about the earlier situation and her skipping lunch was getting him. He scolded her, and she looked at him with amused expressions and bottom lip tucked between her teeth. "Ah, who could say, Jeon, Jungkook could look this charming?" She spoke with a sigh. Jungkook let out an animalistic sound, and Wine chuckled and said, "I can see that." "See what?" "That you want to grab me by my throat and me, or make my ass red with your belt, or denial, or maybe tie me up and keep me on." A guttural sound released from the other side, to which she laughed out loud. "You're such a tease," he grunted, and she blessed him with a mischievous grin while stuffing her face with some pasta. "Who are you?" she asked, and Jungkook stopped talking. "Who is it, Wine?" Jungkook's heart came up to his throat as he spoke. "Turn around now," she grumbled. Jungkook kept quiet as she turned the camera backwards and showed him a man of intermediate height in a black raincoat. "Gods!" Vine shouted, but no response. Liam, she again called out with no response. The hair on the back of her neck raised. She could feel the odd sensation in the air. Jungkook could see it too. Suddenly a laugh penetrated in the hushed air. That didn't sound pleasing at all. The person turned and Vine narrowed her eyes as Jungkook sighed. Zara? Vine spoke confusingly. Didn't expect me? She asked with a menacing gaze and the tilt at the corner of her lip. Vine spotted the gun in her hand. What are you doing? Vine asked, but she didn't answer. Let me tell you a story. There was a girl in some far, far land. Her father was killed by the man he worked for, and her mother died soon. The man took the girl under his wing when she didn't want to. Every time she looked at him, she saw red, only red, until she saw a boy with charming looks, with a cold demeanor. He was hot and cold. But you know, the crazy part that she fell for the same guy who blew hot and cold. For so many years, she dwelled on him, on the scenarios where she would be with him. Even she forgave the man who killed her dad. And all that for him. But one day a lady came and took the boy from her. The boy fell in love with her and gave her what wasn't hers. She couldn't do anything but watch. She was seeing red. Day by day, she went away for some time, and when she came back, she saw the boy married to the other girl, and now she was about to give birth to his child. The first girl didn't like that. She was angry at that girl for existing merely, so she decided to clear her path. She decided to hold her gun to her. She spoke, pointing her gun at Vine, and blew her off. She pulled the trigger, and Vine dodged the bullet luckily. What's gotten in you? Vine asked on her knees. Cook. I have loved him all my life, and look what you did. You stole him from me, and now I will punish him, punish you, and the child growing in you. Poor thing, right? She spoke, tilting her head in a psychotic manner. Look, we can talk. Sit here. Zara cut her off. There's nothing to talk about. You have ruined my life, she shouted. Or just say you are in my life, at my place. She spoke, suddenly going soft, but her wicked smile was throwing her wicked intentions. She aimed again. This time you will. Zara, this is not right, please. She clutched her stomach as a sparking pain exploded in her lower stomach. With one hand clutching her stomach and trying to overcome the pain, the other holding her phone. So, Jungkook's voice rang in her ear through the earbuds. Oh, is the baby coming? Zara asked, laughing with her head back. Zara. Another wave of contraction overtook her body. Your whimpers are like sweet carrots to my ears, Zara told her. Jungkook was too shocked listening to all this. He cannot say one since he was not present there at the moment, so he needed to be careful with his words. Time for karma, she told her and held the trigger. Reaching back, Vine grabbed the vase lay by the stairs on the table. She threw it on her before she could pull the trigger. The vase hit her hand, and she gained the golden time. She pushed her and took the gun from her, yet another contraction hit her. She embraced herself and shot her on the kneecap. She yelped and held her knee. Tears were making their way from her eyes due to pain. You cannot do anything, she told Zara, and she laughed like a maniac. Oh, sweetheart, I have a backup plan. There's no way you're going out of here alive. Marathi is surrounding Jeon territory, and all your guards are out. I drugged them, And he's all coming for you. You know the joy I felt when he told me what he did to your mother-in-law? Oh my. He said he will do the same to you. Wine shot her 2 more times and blood started pooling around her body. A whimper escaped her lips and Jungkook went crazy. And so he practically shouted, Jungkook, it! A water splash sound busted from Jungkook's phone. My, my water broke, Jungkook. Wine was panicking. A few gunshots rang from his phone. They are here, Wine informed him. Wine, listen to me. Go out from the house in the woods. There is a hidden safe behind the painting near the back door. The passcode is 2202. Take some weapon from it and try to be safe. I am on my way and I will be there soon, sweetheart. Can you do that? Can you hold it? I know you are in pain, but I want you and the baby both safe. Look at me, he asked her because she was panicking when she looked at him, but she closed her eyes on a whimper. When she opened her eyes, he held eye contact. You trust me? She nodded, her expression pained. You will keep yourself and our baby safe. I'm coming and don't panic. You have your anklet on, right? He asked and she nodded again. Go, hurry, he told her, and Vine managed to escape, but to her fortune, some of the Moretti's men saw her escaping from the back door, going in the woods, with his man chasing her.